Don't worry, this isn't the real one. Frodo still has that one. Hello there, I'm Simon, welcome to my channel. Today's topic, if you haven't guessed, is the godfather of all fantasy. The epitome of world building. The very top of lengthy descriptions. Today, I'm finally talking about The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Specifically, I want to look into something I don't fully understand, which is, why did the ring have to go to Mordor? Of course, everyone knows that the One Ring can only be destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom, because that's where it was forged. But that's not really an answer, is it? I mean, why would that make it more capable to destroy it, let alone the only option? What's so special about Mount Doom that they don't have anywhere else, that makes it so that literally nothing else can destroy that stupid ring? Because that's where it was made is not a good reason. That's like saying that I can only die in the very room where I was born. It doesn't quite work that way. But apparently, in this case, it does. We know that because when Gimli tries to destroy it with his axe, it breaks the axe. At least that's what happened in the film. In the book, Gandalf kinda just says that there's no other way. But is that even true? Because Gandalf is a wizard. And wizards like being mysterious and difficult. So it seems quite likely to me that Mount Doom is not in fact the only way to destroy it. And Gandalf just had his own reasons to not tell anyone about that. Kinda like when Hermione didn't bother telling anyone about Fiendfire. Could have at least mentioned it. Anyway, are we sure that this is the only way? Like, it would seem that anything hot enough should be able to do the trick. Now, we do know that just putting it in a fire will do nothing, except make those weird markings appear. But what about lava? Apparently, it was made from lava, or in lava. Something with lava. So then, lava should be able to destroy it too, right? Then, all they have to do is find another volcano, somewhere in Middle-earth. One that is preferably not in the middle of the bleeping lion's den. Thing is, as it turns out, surface level lava is about as warm as a candle, which is colder than a fire, which we know won't do the trick. So I guess it's not about the heat. Okay, what about magic fire? Surely they could have made that happen. Gandalf literally specializes in fire magic. He could have made some fire that could destroy that thing, right? In one of his letters, Tolkien mentions that the ring could not be destroyed by any power lesser than it. But Gandalf's a Maya, just like Sauron. He must be powerful enough to make a flame strong enough to destroy that thing. He even has Narya at his service, which is literally the Ring of Fire. It was originally one of the Elvish power rings. Hang on, that's exactly why he didn't use it. One ring to rule them all and all that. So if he did use that power ring, Sauron would probably have a say in the matter one way or the other. Okay, that makes sense. Or maybe he just wasn't powerful enough, even with the ring. And with Gandalf the Grey, I can kinda believe that actually. But after his resurrection, as Gandalf the White, I think he probably would have been powerful enough. But of course, at that point, Sam and Frodo were already well on the way, and it would have been extremely annoying to call them back now. So the question remains, what's so special about Mordor? Because apparently it's not exactly obvious. But remember that we're talking about J.R.R. Tolkien here, one of the most dedicated world builders in history. The man who wrote a backstory for just about every tree in Middle-earth. So the answer has to be out there. Let's have a look at the Silmarillion. If you don't know, the Silmarillion is pretty much the backstory of Middle-earth. It's the entire history of that world, from its creation until the events of The Lord of the Rings. It's the whole mythology, pretty much the Bible for Middle-earth lore. And it explains that the One Ring is connected with all the other power rings. Yeah, that whole one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all and in darkness bind them thing. was not just a pretty poem. It actually describes what the ring does. It's connected to the others and allows the wearer to know what the other ring users are doing, thinking, feeling, and it allows them to control them. Now here's the thing, because all those rings are actually super powerful, the one ring, in order to control them all, has to be like exponentially so. Which I guess is also the reason why Narya is no good here. And in order to make it so powerful, Sauron put a lot of his own power into it when he made it, creating a very strong bond between himself and the ring, which I suppose is why he disappears when the stupid thing is destroyed. So that means that the One Ring is simply too powerful to be destroyed by anything less powerful than Sauron himself, which is where Mount Doom comes in. Mount Doom, or Orodruin, as it's also called, which honestly sounds so much better, is not just a volcano. It's an ancient eternal fire that stems from Melkor, aka Morgoth, the god of evil basically. And that gives it a magical potential and power that is kinda just unrivaled by anything else in the world. Which is the reason why Sauron made his base there in the first place. The forgeries of the mortal people, like the dwarves, are nowhere near powerful enough to even be noticed by something like the One Ring. Dragons, which are also mentioned as an option to destroy it, were apparently created by Morgoth himself, so they might actually be on a similar power level as the fires of Orodruin. Or rather, there used to be dragons that might have been powerful enough. The thing is that Gandalf actually literally says that at that time there were no dragons with that much power left, which probably means that he has in fact looked into it, and that he knows this for sure. Of course, other than this line, there's not really any evidence for that, but let's be honest, this is Gandalf we're talking about. Also, even if there was any dragon powerful enough, who is to say that they could have even convinced them to help destroy it? Because may I remind you that dragons were also created by Morgoth, so I don't think they'd be too willing to help out. At best, they just wouldn't care. Which leaves the fires of Orodruin. The fires that were used to forge the thing in the first place. Fires that apparently contain so much primordial magic that it fueled Sauron's sorcery, allowing him to create the One Ring that rules all the other power rings. That's the real reason Orodruin is the only way to destroy the One Ring. It was the place where it was forged that made it so powerful. So it makes sense that this is the only place powerful enough to actually affect it. Which honestly makes so much more sense than it can only be destroyed there because that's where it was made. Now, before I do the YouTube thing, I have to thank the person who made this video possible by finding all the evidence and putting it all into a neat blog post. That person is Stephen Gibb, and he runs the Tolkien Legendarium, which is a blog all about this kind of stuff. So if you like this video, you have got to check that out. I will leave a link in the description, so make sure to give that a click. Thanks Stephen, you rule. Now let's do the YouTube thing. You know the drill, peeps. Leave a comment below, click that like button. If you like this kind of nerdiness, please go check out my channel and consider subscribing. And if you do, remember to ring that bell so YouTube will let you know when there's a new video. It's a pretty regular schedule though. And share the video everywhere. The world needs to know. And you can find my sources and my socials down below. Now, I have done my sign-off in Italian before, and I've even done it in Latin, so it would kind of make sense to now do it in Sindarin Elvish. Except I'm not going to, because I don't actually know any Sindarin Elvish. So let's just stick with English for now. Thanks for watching.